All right, so we're on day, I don't know, 59 or 60. And Woodchuck just dropped us off up here. Woodchuck, the owner of Woodchuck Hostel. We're at, what's the place?
Virginia. You guys are asking me about the name of the
No,
hostel.
the Gap we're at. Elk Garden. Okay, we're 24.4 miles away from Damascus, so we're slack packing back. Myself, Venus, and Mirage there. And this is a nice way to get some miles in without killing ourselves and a little easier on the feet. But it's a beautiful day. So 8:04 a.m. we're starting. And here we go. Roughly 25 miles back to the hostel, and we're on our way. Okay, 20 minutes into my slack packing, and my mind is filled with thoughts about slack packing and the purest concept of hiking the Appalachian Trail. And so I want to talk about it a little bit because it's just a very interesting subject matter. And so you have, thousands of people out here hiking, and there are those who we affectionately call purists, because nothing wrong here, but a purist would, and this is my interpretation, but they would be someone who says that you have to hike every step of the trail with your pack, your full pack, and no yellow blazing. Yellow blazing is where you might skip one of the peaks or take a more scenic route or something like that. So white blaze the whole way, full pack. And then there are those who are take it a step further and say you can't have any assistance. So no food supplies being shipped to you. You handle all that on your own. Maybe it qualifies if you arranged it all ahead of time and you're just shipping your own box ahead because that's you doing it. And then, I don't know this, haven't really heard much about it, but one could argue it's not as pure if you take shuttles or get in a car or something like that, which, might be ridiculous, but who knows what level a purist would want to take it. And so slack packing is cheating in the eyes of some purists. If your goal is to get a certificate of completion, and some people just really want to follow the rules, or there are no rules, they're made up, but they make them up, and honestly probably for their own convenience, to feel good about what they're doing, and have their own standards of what their own achievement is and what has meaning to them. And so they apply their meaning, and that's awesome because that's their own hike. Probably way more prevalent on the trail is not this conversation about purists. It's rather the theme out here is to hike your own hike, whatever that may be. So prior to starting the trail, I sort of agreed with the purists. When I heard about slack packing, I thought, oh, that's completely different, taking your pack off and having a mini pack with just water and a few supplies in it and hiking portions of the trail. And I feel different about it now, having been out here for 2 months. I would say that hiking your own hike is more important, far more important, because hiking your own hike, the variety of hikes would be commensurate to the variety of people on the trail. It's just, it's not a contest, and it may be for some, but it's not a contest, and it's not a sport, although insurance companies would call it an extreme sport because they don't want to cover injuries unless you pay more. But anyway, I think that slack packing has really added a really awesome variety. You know, variety being the spice of life. I feel like this is a really neat variety to my experience because I've dealt with getting stuck somewhere for an extra day waiting on a shipment or something like that. This is my second time slack packing, and it allows me to continue my progress on the trail. It allows me a different type of hiking, which is to say a more pleasurable, easy to do long distance day, which is awesome. I mean, it just adds more to the body of experience for me on my overall hiking experience. Plus, there's a few little things that are cool, like today I'm hiking south. So I went from the hostel to the drop-off point north, and I'm hiking south back to the hostel, doing almost 25 miles, and I will run into a whole lot of people that I've already met, or some I'm expecting to see, and some will surprise me. And so again, that's like a really cool variety to the overall experience. The notion of purist hiking, I think, again, really just fits the personality of the purist. And here's another thing. The purists oftentimes are going to be ultralighters. And so, hey guys, how's it going?
Going great.
Everybody's happy, perfect day.
Oh yes, you can't be days like this.
My name's Red Pill, and I'm just blogging, so I was talking about slack packing because I'm slack packing. Did you guys stay at a hostel in town?
No.
Trail names yet?
The twins. We don't have individual trail names yet though.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. That's cool. Well, thanks for saying hi and stopping, and hope you have a great day, great hike.
Enjoy this beautiful day.
There's two awesome young ladies back there. Give them a big smile because they'll give it right back to you.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, man. Example right there. Never would have happened if I hadn't been slack packing. Where was I? So slack packing. Sorry about the sniffing and breathing. It's just can't do anything about that really. I'm not carrying a box of Kleenex. Trying to think where I was. Slack packing is well, the purist. Oh yeah, slack packing. Purist would generally might be a ultralighter. So it is an entirely different experience to hike the Appalachian Trail with, let's say, 26 pounds pack versus a 36 pound pack. And every pound after that, I just can't emphasize enough that it is a huge difference. And I remember in Yosemite, I had a heavy pack, and I carried my girlfriend at the time. I carried her camera for one day, and it was probably, I don't know how much it weighed, but it was one of those big cameras, so it was probably a couple pounds, or a pound and a half. But I was wiped out and struggling and felt like I was going to faint. And then she took that camera back, and all of a sudden I was fine. And that little bit made all the difference. So my point is that a purist will actually give you credit for lighter weight, but won't give you credit for carrying more weight, even though more weight is a more difficult hike and a more difficult experience. And of course, an ultralighter has to have a budget to be able to afford the top end, newest equipment to get to that light weight. So, and there also won't be credit for, an ultralighter will take credit for a speedy hike and a 4 or 5 month finish for achievement, but which diminishes someone who might finish in, say, 7 months. And yet there's a theme out here that says last one to Maine wins, and that's derived from the idea that it's just a beautiful, pleasurable experience to be out here. The more that you can soak in the journey and enjoy the journey, the more value blazing up the trail, finishing it in 4 months, and shit, I just turned the, okay, for blazing up the trail in 4 months, because the non-purist who enjoys being social out here and sitting and looking out over a beautiful view for an hour to have lunch, and they would consider the hasty express hike of a purist to be flawed for not enjoying. But I've talked to both find value and pleasure for their own hike, and I honestly, seriously, talked to a purist the other day. Not a purist, but I talked to a fast hiker the other day. A young lady had finished in 4 months last year. I'm sorry, just under 5 months last year, and was putting in a lot of miles, and she was very clear that that's just my thing. I really find pleasure in just pushing and going and pushing and going. And that was her calling, I guess you'd say. And so I wouldn't discredit that at all, and I wouldn't argue with it. I just love the idea of hiking your own hike and make it what you want. And I think ultimately, if the terminology, if I was going to choose the meaning of the terminology a purist, I'd say the more pure the hike is, the hike that is more true to finding one's own bliss, whatever that is, which creates a wide open palette of possibility for, I could spend a couple of days hiking a ton of miles and really go, push my body and all that. I could even do a month like that, but I could also do a month or a day of wandering around, looking at some of the sights and the cliffs, or stopping and going into a city nearby just to view the city. Or, a lot of people take a dash down into New York City because they've never been to New York City, and what a great experience to make part of your Appalachian Trail hike a visit to New York City or Washington, D.C. or whatever. So anyway, I guess I did mean to do a good conversation on the slack packing and the purist idea. But I'm finding for myself that my hike has a lot of variety. And I would say that the theme of my hike, I enjoy hiking with people that I enjoy, but most every day I'm hiking by myself, just like I am in this moment, and knowing that I'll probably have lunch with Venus and Mirage, although it's not written in stone. If I feel like hiking fast all the way back to the hostel, I'll do it. If I want to sit and enjoy a view, I'll do it. If they want to pass me, they'll do it. If I want to listen to music the whole way, I'll do it. If I want to talk, I'll talk to myself. Sorry, I haven't done that yet, but I'm very clear that I have done that when I do certain mantras or call on certain ethereal assistants on my hike, but I haven't done it a lot. Anyway, there were a couple other things I wanted to say. Always got to check out the road signs. Anyway, I hope that that creates some clarity for those of you who haven't been on the Appalachian Trail and were wondering about slack packing or a purist idea or what the concepts are out here. In general, most people are very open to whatever hike you're doing, and in general, you don't find much resistance to the ideas that people express about how they're hiking, and we all tend to be in a very strong background of relatedness called being on the Appalachian Trail and being outside of the normal society, and that's profound enough to make us already related such that we can easily strike up a conversation about what we're doing, or out here talking to a stranger is normal. where you just wouldn't do it in a city, except on a rare chance that the universe put together a unique experience. I mean, it just doesn't happen every day, whereas out here I would say hi and talk to anybody I pass by. However, there's plenty of people I've said hi to that almost ignore me, sometimes because they're listening to music, and sometimes maybe they don't want to talk, and that's fine too. Now I'm going to go off to the side right here because I want to see what this little portion of the trail has to offer in terms of a view. So this is an example. Like if I cut back left to get back on the trail versus retrace my steps, then I would miss 100 feet of the trail, and that would disqualify me for a tourist park, which is fine. I'm not getting a certificate from anyone other than my own self and my own heart. Look at that. This is phenomenal. Up that hill. Oh, somebody else is cutting to the side too. Yes. Absolutely beautiful. I did the painting process with Venus the other day on her knee, and it worked out really well. So I think I have her convinced to do a video with me to walk through it in sort of in a pretend way, just to show how it works. So look forward to that later. So just to finish the conversation on the concept of purist and the concept of hike your own hike. And it seems like, in my estimation, based on experience of me being out here, is that we're all out here for different reasons, and yet we're all enjoying the same idea of peace of mind and maybe self-discovery and enjoying nature, discovering nature, and finding harmony, things like that. And the trail continuously provides the ability to wear out the thinker. The ability on the trail to let your mind just do what it does, and pretty soon that thinker, the brain drain, so to speak, wears out, and then you have a more calm and peaceful mind. And that's, to me, that's the moment it allows a lot more pleasure in, and the ability to enjoy your present time. And I know there were times when I've been hiking when things were irritating me, and that was where my mind stayed and ruminated on those irritations. And what I discovered was I needed to handle that stuff, so I handled it, and then that allowed my mind to calm down and peace of mind to settle in, and the bliss of being on the trail was returned, and I'm experiencing a lot of gratitude and appreciation again, because and that's another thing I'm finding with some of the conversations, is that communicating the truth is so important, because it frees you up from harboring a undelivered communication, or wallowing in a thwarted intention, or being upset for having an unfulfilled expectation. So those things that's the opportunity for me, is to keep uncovering whatever the trail brings up in my experience. So anyway, I was hoping to shed some light on that, for those that haven't been out on the trail, what the purists are like. And the trail has plenty of room for everyone to come out and hike the way they want to hike, and call it what you want. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm absolutely loving this. All right, that's it for now. Very unique and scenic view of the trail. I would share with you. Walking up the open field, we have the meandering trail. this off to the side. Oh, amazing. Stop right here. There you go. That is Venus. Immersed in her trail experience, taking advantage of the unique opportunities. What? All right. Cool. Whoa. So say hi to Jeb, because I said this one's for Jeb.
Hi, Jeb.
Awesome. Hopefully he'll be out here next month.
I can't wait.
Yeah. This beauty. My. What a great shot of that
It sure is pretty out here.
I'm getting a picture. This is Smiles hiking north. Good to see you. Where's your dad? Is he behind you?
Yeah, he's back there.
All right, cool. So we're slack packing because we got stuck in town a little bit, so we're taking a while.
Yeah. How many miles y'all planning on doing?
25.
Ooh,
24.4.
24.4.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's easier when you're slack packing for sure.
Yeah.
All right, anybody want to say hi to?
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, there you go.
Miss you.
There you go, cool. Tell her that'll be video day 59.
Okay.
All right, have fun. We're out here with International News Broadcasting System, checking on everyone, see how they're doing. Anybody you want to say hi to?
You need a heavier pack.
I do. I'm cheating from the purest point of view, and I'm slack packing. Yeah.
He's about to float away.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
See you, Fred Eddie.
Swag man coming up the trail. How are you? What's going on?
Everybody.
Anybody you want to say hi to?
Hi, everybody.
There you go. Good. Enjoy your day. Hi, Pappy. My name is Red Pill. You're a Triple Crowner, yes?
Yes, you're right.
And what inspires you to do this?
I did Appalachian Trail in '96 when I was 65.
Okay.
And I flew through it. But now, of course, everything seems to be mountains higher and steeper and
Yeah.
more difficult. And I also did PCT, which was, let's see, in 98,
Right.
CDT in 202, and then I did Chilkoot Trail, Colorado,
Yeah.
Long Trail.
Yep.
And of course, I'm also a long distance cyclist.
Excellent.
I've been across the Arctic Circle to where the road ends in North America.
When did you do the Arctic Circle?
A little town called Inuvik.
Yeah.
Well, that was 3.5 years ago.
Excellent. How old are you
Then I
now?
went across country from Portsmouth, Virginia to Astoria, Oregon. It's called Trans-America Trail.
Okay.
Then, of course, there is a Great Divide, which is like CDT, but it's for bicycles.
Okay.
I did that from Antelope Wells to Banff, Canada.
Okay.
And a few other things.
Excellent. How old are you now, Pappy?
I'm 87 years old and getting older.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah, I know. Well, I appreciate we've heard about you and I've seen you once or twice, but it's nice to see you out here and setting the pace for the older generation. And it's awesome. We're inspired by you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
A lot of people should do what octogenarians do, get out and move.
Yeah.
You know, in the army, they say moving target is difficult to hit.
Yeah.
So you got to keep moving.
Any trail wisdom for us?
Just keep moving, and pacing is very important.
Pace yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
No matter where you're running. And I also was a long distance runner.
Yeah.
I ran 10 marathons, and I don't even know how many 10Ks because that's the most popular distance.
Where were you born?
I was born in Lithuania almost 100 years ago.
Yeah. Well.
I came here when I was 16, and I left Lithuania when I was 9.
Yeah.
And during the war, I just went from one zone to another. But luckily, we happened to be occupied by the Brits, and we didn't have to go back to the Ruskies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, of course, I came here and I worked on the farm, picking potatoes, tobacco. And then I was drafted in the army, and I stayed there my tour of duty. And when I came out, I had GI Bill. I went to school, became an electronics man, and worked for a company called United Technologies. It's a big conglomerate for 35 years. And then they finally let me go, and I was never happier.
Never happier than on the trail, right?
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and telling us your story, and yeah, appreciate you.
Well, thank you, and good hiking.
Thank you. Who'd have thought that me and Venus would be gifted with an interview with Pappy? What a sweet man.
We're fanboy and fangirling
Right.
a little bit right now.
We sat and talked to him a little bit longer, but he's just full of life and
He
joy
is.
and energy, and that was awesome.
Heading up the trail, he's a really cool dude. So glad
All
we
right.
got to talk with him.
Yeah, that's why slack packing is cool.
That's right. Showed me a video.
Here we are at
once
Lost
of,
Mountain
like,
Shelter. We ran into
like a
Topper
bird
having
or
lunch.
a squirrel or something that was dying and like making horrible dying noises.
And then we ran into a little stranger here.
It was awful.
Hey, little fella.
She showed you a video of that?
Yeah. It's like really upset that she showed it to me.
He's not moving.
Oh, he's breathing. Yeah, he's moving.
He's still alive.
Wonder where his little nest and mommy are.
Oh, baby, you need to go home.
Does he need to go home?
Yeah, he's a baby. He
All
can't
right.
be out in this big world on its own.
Lunchtime on
Share
Slack Pack
this
Day.
with him.
So the Virginia Creeper Trail and the Appalachian Trail do cross paths and become one for a short ways. Not sure the distance, don't know a whole lot about the Creeper Trail, but it is well talked about as it does come through Damascus, so a lot of bikers bike on it. I think it's part of the Rails to Trails program in Virginia, which I absolutely love because I used to bike on the Rails to Trail that goes through Reston, Virginia. It was just awesome. So This is amazing, like the longest walking bridge I've seen. But anyway, still going to Damascus. Oh yeah, and we passed Little Spoon, which we knew we would. I just didn't get my camera out in time to film him, but Little Spoon is headed north. He's a great guy from Canada. We've really enjoyed some times with him. Hope to meet up with him up the trail tomorrow when we bump ahead to where we started today. Turn right, people. Saw this up ahead. Looks to be a lake, and so I'm showing you this little campsite there. Pretty cool. Lake out in the middle of nowhere. And it is very hot today. I don't have a thermometer on this pack, but definitely a nice day today. So the slack packing is over, clearly, and my battery went dead, so I didn't finish. But we passed quite a few other people that we know, which was fun, and we all made it back safely. 24.5 miles plus across town, so it was over 25 miles, and it got pretty hot, and yeah, so we got it done though, and we're excited because tomorrow we'll go start where we had kicked off today, and we will be very close to the Gracie Highlands where there are ponies. Grayson Highlands, and there are ponies there, and apparently you can I don't know, I guess you can pet the ponies or something and maybe feed them or something, I don't know, but ponies are a big deal for some of the hikers that want to see them, so we're going to do that. Alright, that's it for today. I'll recap tomorrow.